Hey guys, welcome back to reviews. I'm Mohan Musambe. So in my last episode, I taught you how to download Scratch and I just taught you some basic programming. And also in my last episode, I promised you that I will create a game. So here we go, a game here which I have created. It's a simple game where this is the player. You can control him. Wait. Now green flag means to start the game, which is actually when you hover it, it will say go. Now see, I have programmed him that when I'm moving him, when he's moving, he shall move his hands. And see, I can't pass to the walls. See, I can't pass to the walls because I programmed that he shall not pass to the walls, and I have already taught you how what is the meaning of programming in my last episode. So, if you have not yet watched the first episode, you can just go to the link in the description below. You will get there. Now, see, now the red guy which you can see, this guy is the victim. Okay, if you just touch him, you are not allowed to touch this guy. Actually, this game is actually based on COVID-19 survivor game. It's a COVID-19 survivor game where you have to survive here without getting in contact with any victim. Okay, so if I am touching him, see, I came here back. That means this guy is blocking my way to the finish line. I have not created the funny finish line, and there are a lot of things to make still. So we'll after learning how to create this, we'll add more on to this game. We'll create levels also, level 1, level 2, level 3. So after creating this game, you will be able to create more games with yourself. You can also create 3D games. Actually, I will tell you more later, but if I teach you how to create simple program like this, then you will be able to discover more things by yourself. So without wasting time, let's continue. Okay, so this is what you will get once you open the Scratch. Once you launch the Scratch for the first time, this is what you get. Now you can see this is the cat. You can see this cat, right? Now I will just say, now see how to start the game. I already told you. This go means to start the game, to start the program. So for that we need to say that event. We have to go to the event. Here you can check lot of events. You get lot of events. Suppose when you click space key, when space key pressed or not only space key, you can get lot of ones, up arrow, down arrow or something like that. You can give a function to this guy. If space key is been pressed, no, we don't need this thing, because when flag is clicked, you want this cat. Now suppose I want this cat to move like this and like this. So what am I gonna do? Firstly, we're gonna say when flag clicked, that means when we are starting the program, we want this guy, we want this cat sprite 1. Okay, we want this sprite 1 to forever if forever we want this cat to move if only when the space, or we are saying up arrow pressed, we want this guy to move upside, or we can say right arrow pressed, we want this cat to move like this. So we are going to come to this thing, control it. Wait 1 second. Okay, so when key shall key, we are gonna keep right arrow. When key right arrow pressed, we want this guy to move 10 steps. I won't say move, I will say change X by 5. Now for your information, I would like to say X is this thing. This is X, as you can see. This is X. So just because I just a bit moved it upside down. Why has not changed? So X has changed because we are moving the position from here to there. This is if you are placing in sprite here and then you can see the position and you can see the direction. The direction is 90. You can change the direction of this thing. I will teach you about this more later, not now. Sorry. Okay. So you can, why is this thing up and down? Okay. Now see, Y has changed. Now if I'm gonna take this a bit up, Y has again changed. X has also changed because maybe I was a bit slanting over here. I can't drag this thing straight down, so it's okay. So this is what X and Y means. Now we want this character to move 5 steps, 5x pixels front. So when I'm gonna click this thing, I have just clicked front arrow, so you can see him moving. Actually, once you click the front arrow, it will move only 5 pixels, but if you keep on pressing it, see, it will move like this. Okay, now we want this cat to move backwards. Okay, we want the cat to move backwards. In last episode, I have taught you how what are we supposed to do if you want to make this cat move backwards. What you're supposed to do is you have to type -5. Okay, for a type -5, then you see. If I click right arrow, it's going back, because if key right arrow is pressed, then the x will change the position of x -5. Okay, now we don't want to make this guy move backwards. We want this guy to move frontwards. We want this guy to move forward when right arrow clicked. We want to add another system. Okay, we are gonna add another if statement, and we are gonna type when key up arrow, we'll say left arrow pressed, we want this character to change his x position. Now, if suppose you're working in a high, when you're programming a lot and you are bored of coming here and there, so there is another way. If you are having this thing already, you can duplicate this thing. See, you can duplicate a pixel like this just by right clicking, and then you will find one menu. Duplicate. See, you have got a duplicate stuff. So we want to change the x by -5. So now you see, when I'm clicking the right arrow, it's going front. Now when I'm clicking the left arrow, it's going back. See, this you can create. See, this just a simple moving step. You have created this thing. Now we'll add more. We'll type. We'll make this guy to go. We'll make this character to go up and down also. So for that, now we have to go to control again. You can even copy this thing, duplicate this. Okay, so before I continue, you have to be very careful. Okay, sometimes you might find some errors while programming, because see, I was almost going to keep this thing here, but don't affect much. But if you are working with the high blocks and all, you might suffer some problem where error. So you have to be very careful before placing the blocks. You must check where are you placing the blocks, then only you should proceed. Otherwise it will be a bit difficult for all of us. Okay, so now we are gonna add another one. We are going to add if up arrow clicked. We are not gonna change the x position, because we want this character to move upside. So for that we need to use y. We have to change the y position, not the x position, because x position will take you only right and left. It don't take you upside and downside. So we have to add y position. So change y. You have to type here change y by 5. So once I type this and I have clicked the flag, now if I type up arrow, it's gonna change the y position by 5. Okay, now if we want to make this character go down, okay, what are we gonna do? First, let me duplicate this thing. Okay, so now we have made this character move. This thing right. Front, backwards, frontwards, upside. We have not made this character go down. Now we are gonna make this character go down. We have to type when we are pressing the down arrow. If the key down arrow has been pressed, then we have to change y position by -5. As I told you, if you wanna change the x position backwards, we are supposed to type -5. Okay. And so for the same thing for y position also, we are supposed to do the same thing, -5. Now once you click this thing, you will be able to see that the character is moving everywhere. Means like all the position now. Today I have taught you create how to make your character move here and there. Now I'm gonna teach you about designing your own character. So this is a sprite which we programmed. No, I don't want this sprite. Suppose I don't want this sprite. I want a different kind of sprite. I don't want this cat to be my sprite. Now I want a different character. As you can see in my older program, see I was not having the cat here. I was having some other sprite. For information, maybe I have not told you, but the character which is there in your game is known as a sprite. You can even rename this thing, but I won't give the name now only. So I'll give the name later. Now let's proceed to our designing your own sprite. Let's come to costumes. Okay, so you can see here that I've selected the mouse selection. Now I can control this area. I can move some of the parts and I can again add the parts. So you can even edit if you this thing itself if you wanna do. But I'll create another one. Now you can see that there are two frames. One is this thing and this. One is this thing. This work as frame. Now if you wanna give animation of this guy, of this cat walking, you can add that. But I will teach you later because that is related to adding variables, which is very hard. I will teach you about this later. Let me continue. Let's come to the costumes. Now we're gonna design these costumes accordingly. Now I don't want this type of costume, so I'm gonna build this sprite itself. Now when you come to the code, you won't be able to add any codes as well. Okay, first stay selecting no motion blocks. So if stage is selected, then no motion box can be added because the sprite move actually. If you're talking about looks, you can change the backdrop, or if you wanna add sound, that sound can be also added according to the backdrop. What is backdrop? That is background. You can see a lot of sprites. You can search sprite. There are a lot of sprite in Scratch. They are also contains grapes also. They are with grapes. There are a lot of. So if you don't wanna, if you don't wanna create your own sprites, you can find the sprites from yourself. By the way, we are in all. There are animals, people, fantasy, dance, music, sports, food, fashion, and lots of other stuff which you can find probably. If you're feeling busy, so to create your own backdrops, own sprites. Backdrops, for the backdrops also you can find a lot of backdrops which Scratch itself has itself for the creating program. So these many. So you can find fantasy, music, sports, outdoor, indoor, space, underwater, backdrops. You can discover all of them if you don't want to create your own backdrops. By the way, I won't be focusing more on backdrops. I will be focusing more on sprites. So we'll create our own sprite right now. How to create your own sprite? You can come to sprite area and you can paint. If you are having already a character which you wanna bring to the game, any PNG file which is having a transparent background, you can upload it from here. If you have from your desktop, I will teach you about this later on now. So I will teach you how to create your own sprite today. Now suppose I want to create a sprite which I showed you in my program. Okay, so this is purple which I don't want to get. I want to change the fill. I will keep it to green. So you have to be familiar with these things. You can create black trees. You have to check over the saturation and colors also. You can find them. So it shall be easy for you. I'll give outlines which will be black. Obviously. So we'll proceed for creating our first character. So you can see the borders are not very small. The borders are not good. So I'm going to increase the size to 3. If less than 4 or 5, so you get 5 is okay. So I'm gonna keep it in the center. Okay, so now you will think that the size is too much. You don't need to worry about the size because Yes, there's a size option. You can decrease the size. If I want to say decrease the size to 50, you can decrease it very easily. So you don't have to work here. If you want to create a large image, you can create it easily. You can, because you can change the size from here. There's the option of changing its size. So we'll proceed now. Now I want to create hands. So the hands, I'm just creating a 2D hand. Because just to teach you how to create, you can create your own, this thing, characters. This is from Upside, by the way. I just want to tell you. So we don't want to add test. Now you can keep paint here. I don't want to keep the color green. I'll keep black. Now I can place here his eyes. This is the eyes. This is just a simple character which I've created. It's not much because I'm very bad in creating costumes and all, sprites and all. So you can rename the sprite to player. Now you can give the same program. Now I will teach you a new different kind of program. When flag click forever, we want to keep it forever. Now you can see that you can see one thing. There is one motion called move. Now move, if you are telling forever, just give me something. I'll just paste this forever is key. We say right arrow click, then move 10 steps. Now you can see that when right arrow is clicked, this guy is not moving 10 steps. I was having some sort of error because now you can see he's moving 10 steps when I'm clicking the right arrow. Now you will be thinking that move 10 steps means equal to X, which is actually wrong. Now suppose if there is one way, one more thing what I have done in my program, you can see. Now let me start the program again. See, the character is moving like this. It's rotating and is moving forward. So I have not used Y thing. I have not used the Y stuff. First, now you can just see. If I am changing this to move 10 steps and I am changing direction here, and when I am starting the program, you can see that when I am putting the right arrow, it's going here. Okay. It's going front. So that is totally has no matter with X. It's not actually X. It will take the sprite 10 steps forward, point to the direction where it is facing. It will change the direction to that area. Now we are gonna move forward. So if I'm not gonna keep this thing. I'm actually not familiar with using this type of key. No, not red arrow. No, usually you have played a lot of high games like Fortnite and all in computers. In that you will see that WASD are the keys for making the character move front and back, right and left and all. So you can keep that also. If you don't want to keep that, you can even keep the arrows according to you. You can keep any letter for you can type any. You can keep any key except some keys which probably are signed for Control Shift, Caps Lock, Tab and all. Except those, all the keys if you type, you check for them. You can keep. Okay, so that's all for today's video. I am not gonna go more deep in this thing. I will teach you this thing in my third episode. So make sure you're gonna like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can never miss our new latest coming up videos. So that's all for today, and bye bye.